Hello and welcome back to FICO World 25, here from lovely Hollywood, Florida. The sun is shining and we're talking about the intelligence revolution. I'm Rob Strechay, Managing Director with theCUBE, and we're going to continue to kind of delve into some of the understanding of the customer's use cases. And I think with this one, the FICO platform and where FICO's going in the future really is exciting about making things easier for customers. And I think I can't be more excited to welcome on our next two guests. We have Nikhil, Behl, did I get it? Behl.
That's it, you got it.
Almost.
Yeah.
President of Software for FICO, welcome on board.
Thanks, Rob.
And Justin Tintzman, who is the NAM for integration at LexisNexis Risk Solutions. That's a mouthful, but I think I got that too. So welcome on board, guys. I think this has been so exciting. Great job on the keynotes this morning.
Thank you.
I think, again, I love the message. I think when I look at this and how you guys are simplifying AI, in the big air quotes, and bringing agentic to customers, it's really exciting. But for the people who didn't get to see the keynote this morning, kind of help people understand where you see and what you see as this intelligence revolution, and how is it like transforming how businesses are operating?
Absolutely, Rob. Thanks. Good to be on here. Justin, thanks for joining us as well. Nice to have you here. The intelligence revolution is really about delivering to customer expectations. If you look at where consumers are today, they are used to getting a certain type of experience, whether it's from Amazon or Spotify preloading playlists that somebody might like based on their mood. If you were to go to Netflix, which you and I have, and I'm sure you have too, Justin, there's a whole bunch of recommendations, and most of the time they get it pretty right, and you're not hunting and pecking as much as you potentially had to. Same thing on YouTube, right? There's a recommendation engine that sits behind that, and it gives you a number of recommendations that makes your life easier as a consumer. So the bar is rising, right? There are companies out there that are setting the new bars, new heights, new expectations, and consumers are frankly demanding that of everybody, including their financial institutions, and we have a number of financial institutions that are out here today. And it's really about taking advantage of latent assets that might exist in an institution, for example, their data, and applying sophisticated analytics to it, machine learning, AI, and being able to derive the right insights from using methodologies like that to create hyper-personalized experiences at scale in real time. That's really what we're talking about, and FICO Platform enables that to happen for our customers.
Yeah, I was going to say, just another level down, what is your role really in this intelligence revolution? Where do you see FICO playing that role?
Yeah, it's a great question. For us, it's really about enabling our customers and their organizations, their enterprises, to be able to deploy an enterprise-wide intelligence hub. Taking all the different data sets that they might have, being able to apply sophisticated analytics, AI, machine learning, et cetera, on top of it, deriving insights that they can then operationalize to drive outcomes, right? And so our system takes in that data, applies the sophisticated analytics to it, allows them to then create the right next step off of that and deliver that through either building workflows and end engagement through our own platform, or using other systems that they might have. For example, using Salesforce to be the last mile to that consumer experience.
Yeah, no, I think that's exciting, and I think, again, bringing data together really makes a lot of sense, and you're making it easier.
And applying analytics to that data, right?
Yes.
And making sure that then that experience is consistent, because at the end of the day, the last thing you would want is a customer to go to somebody's app or their website or walk into a store and have 3 different experiences, or have 3 different offers, right? That's not a great experience. We want to make sure that you can use data, build real-time, always-on profiles on a consumer, and then be able to predict what that next best action needs to look like and have it consistent no matter where they actually engage with you as an enterprise.
That to me is so exciting, because I think one of the things you're also bringing out is the new FICO Marketplace.
That's
really
right.
To help people unlock kind of the intelligence ecosystem. Tell us a little bit more about that and how that's coming together.
You know, we're really excited about the FICO Marketplace. This is a groundbreaking feat in our space. And really our thought process behind this is that there are no boundaries to creativity, there are no boundaries to imagination, there's no boundaries to innovation and invention, right? We don't own that, no one entity actually owns that. So why not harness the power of third parties, of our partners, our customers, developers. Heck, it could be kids in university somewhere that has a phenomenal idea, a new model, a new data set, stuff that we get from LexisNexis. They have incredible data that's available. Why hide that away or squirrel that away in some remote place that isn't usable, right? Why not bring that to bear in an open ecosystem so that our customers are able to easily bring that in, utilize it, create with it, and then execute and deploy with those capabilities to drive their business objectives and bring their vision to life.
Yeah, I think that's exciting to me because like you said, it's not having to understand where the data is coming from. You have trusted partners. LexisNexis was one of the first to come in on this and come in on the platform and sign up to be a member of the FICO Marketplace. Why? Why did LexisNexis really jump in, both feet?
Yeah, and I think when you think about the current state of integrating third-party data through a customer solution, it's complex and it's time-consuming. So you have multiple groups that are involved, from procurement, governance, technical resources, and they all have their own requirements and procedures. For these groups to collaborate, it could take months, even we've seen some quarters, to push out this timeline just to integrate to these new solutions. This causes a lot of friction and a lot of frustration when it comes to, frankly, everyone involved. So knowing that, LexisNexis was very eager to be a part of the FICO Marketplace. And we feel that putting these tools in the hands of clients for them to consume our data and our solutions is the best path forward. We think that these efficiency gains and less dependency on these technical resources, it's really going to be a win for everyone involved.
Yeah.
And that's what we're excited about.
Yeah, that's right, Justin. I was with a top 10 bank, top 10 global bank just yesterday, and they said to me that for them to go out and get a data set like LexisNexis would have taken about 2 years. Their internal IT team actually told them it was going to take them about 2 years to do, and it was about $1.5 million to put in place, right? We've taken all that friction out. They have natively integrated into our marketplace, and when one of our customers, this potentially top 10 global bank, is working on developing a new use case and is working on building a new scorecard or model, their toolkit is now available. All their data, their APIs are available in stream to that person, to that user in that top 10 bank, taking away that 2-year wait and that $1.5 million cost of putting that in. Think about what that does for that user and the experiences that they can now drive for their end customer almost in real time.
Yeah, I think that's exciting because I think there's got to be some other use cases as well where LexisNexis, where do you see some of the offerings that you have that can really help and solve different use cases out of the FICO Marketplace?
Yeah, so I think one of the first things that we did when we heard about Marketplace and we were trying to plan all this together is, what are our customers or mutual clients doing today? What products are they consuming that we would want available in Marketplace? That's what made the most sense. We have a very holistic data provider catalog. You come up with a use case, we probably have a solution that could help solve for that. But where we landed was there's consumer alternative data, and those help in assessing the credit worthiness of an applicant that maybe doesn't have a credit report or they have a thin file. And we've also seen some benefits of that data being combined with a full credit report. And so you can elevate that even more. I think the other part, or the other side of that conversation, was our fraud and identity solutions. We have fraud and identity that solves for first-party fraud, third-party fraud, know your customer, where we can verify the personal identifiable information of a consumer, and then return that back so you can see, okay, this person is who they say they are, and we can proceed forward. And I would say the last use case I would use is we have a solution in fraud intelligence that can predict if an application is going to be fraudulent in 6 to 12 months, which is very powerful stuff. So not only are we verifying who these people are, we're also saying, we think that this is going to be fraudulent in 6 to 12 months. Should we go forward with this?
Yeah.
All that's going to be available within Marketplace, and we're looking to add more in the future because we understand that we're going to be coming out with more products, different models and all of that, and we're eager to work with FICO on adding all that.
Thanks for walking Rob and the team here through that, Justin. There is a tremendous amount of value that the team at LexisNexis and Justin actually bring to bear. The hard part is driving awareness into the marketplace on what are those capabilities and where can you use them, and then actually operationalizing that to drive an outcome, right? That's where Marketplace comes in. It enables the discovery, it enables the integration in, and it enables the publishing of that to be significantly better than what existed before. But that's not really where it stops. The magic happens when a user is now able to take that and operationalize that to drive that outcome, so they're not giving a loan to somebody that might end up being fraudulent 6 or 9 months later, right? That has a real consequence to that financial institution's business. And that's when the magic happens. So you take all that complexity, all the bureaucracy, all the discovery that needs to happen, and you automate all of that.
Yeah.
Right? That's the beauty of this.
Yeah, no, I mean, to me it makes a lot of sense, and operationally it must help the organizations as well, because LexisNexis is creating the data product, and then you're presenting that to that and bringing that data, and to your point, adding it to the analytics so that they can solve for that use case.
That's right, available to them in stream with a single click.
Yeah, so to me that was a lot to what, during the keynote about the simplification.
That's right.
Marketplace has to be one of those things that you look at, with the partners and say, hey, this is a win-win.
It's an ecosystem enabler.
Yeah, 1 + 1 = 3 for the customer.
It's a force multiplier.
Yeah, because they don't have to go find this data separately and bring it to bear.
You got it,
It's
Rob.
right there in all one
That's exactly
place.
what it is.
So, there's been so much innovation that you guys talked about on the main stage and being showcased here over the course of the week. Kind of, beyond FICO Marketplace, which is awesome. When I heard about it, I was so excited and geeked out about it. Again, having been at AWS, I think to me this makes so much sense in bringing the partners to bear in that from an analytical standpoint. But beyond Marketplace, give us a snapshot of what people should be looking for, or start to go and, that aren't here maybe, that are going to come dive in afterwards, what they should be listening for.
Well, there's a lot. There's really a lot that we're putting in place, and it's about taking FICO platform to the next level. And so what we're releasing here and what we're talking about is what that next release on platform actually looks like. And there are 4 critical things that are coming in this next release. Number 1 is next generation feature management. And in essence, what that enables is, it enables feature reuse. So you're taking features and intelligence, in essence, out of things like data. And you're being able to create Uber consumer profiles that are active, always on, always available, and be able to use across use cases, across different customer touch points in different channels. So next generation feature management, next generation decisioning, which really is taking all the decisioning capabilities that we have at FICO to the next level, and being able to operationalize the machine learning, AI, and advanced analytics and predictive and prescriptive analytics that we have. The third one is really about next generation composability. And this is putting the power in the hands of the business user, so they no longer have to go get tech resources to compose new use cases and solutions. They now have the opportunity to let their imaginations run wild and be able to then create and deploy those use cases themselves. And the last one is next generation deployment, which really makes it significantly easier for IT organizations to be able to deliver use cases and deploy them in a much more federated and scalable way. That's on the platform side. But the other thing that we're launching tomorrow, and I'm not going to give away too much of this, is we really have been in the full spectrum of operationalizing AI, creating and operationalizing AI for a very long time, multi-decades. In fact, the neural net-based machine learning and AI that we have in Falcon, which is our fraud detection and prevention toolkit used by a vast majority of global financial institutions, is one of the largest instantiations of AI globally, protecting billions and billions of credit card transactions in real time on a worldwide basis. But really going all the way from algorithmic AI, which is what that is, all the way to probability-based models like LLMs, and making sure that those are explainable and ethical and responsible, just how our algorithmic-based ones have been for regulatory environments or environments that are much more heavily regulated than others. We're going to have some really interesting advancements talking about focus models tomorrow that we're going to be releasing. So lots of great stuff coming, and really at the end of the day, this is not technology for technology's sake. This is so that our customers, and by the way, our innovation is really done in partnership and concert with our customers. It is done in a way in which we want to ensure that we're driving real value and real outcomes for them. And that's what this week is all about, and all the stuff that we're bringing to market this week is oriented towards driving real value for our customers.
Well, thank you, Nikhil. Justin, this has been great. I think, again, I've learned so much about what's going on in this portion of the data and analytics world, to put it mildly, and I think it's really great to see simplification.
That's right.
And I think, again, I was saying to Will earlier, you guys have used AI and ML under the hood for a long time.
That's right.
And this isn't new to you guys,
no, it's not.
Or either company for that matter, but it's great to see it exposed.
Taking it to the next level.
Absolutely. So, well, thank you for coming on board, and I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks for having us, and thanks for being here. Thanks for being at FICO World.
And
Cheers.
thank you for watching FICO World 2025. We'll be right back with more, so stay tuned to here in Hollywood, Florida.